You may know this, the Supreme Court is expected to rule on the legality of the citizenship question the Trump administration wants to add to the 2020 census. But there has been a major discovery in the meantime. So I want you to take a look at this picture here. It's a man, his name is Thomas B. Hofeller. I hope I'm saying that right. I looked it up, he's a Republican strategist.
Yep.
Who died last summer. After his death, his daughter found hard drives in his home and they revealed he actually played a crucial role in the Trump administration's decision to add a citizenship question to the 2020 census. Files on those hard drives actually showed that he wrote a study in 2015 concluding that adding a citizenship question to the census would allow Republicans to draft even more extreme gerrymandered maps to stymie Democrats. Now, his documents are actually cited in a federal court filing. Now that was filed today. And check this part out because I took a look at it and highlighted a part for you. It says, Dr. Hofeller concluded in a 2015 study that adding a citizenship question to the 2020 census would clearly be a disadvantage to the Democrats and advantageous to Republicans and non-Hispanic whites in redistricting. In August 2017, he helped ghostwrite a draft Department of Justice letter to Commerce requesting a citizenship question and providing the Voting Rights Act enforcement rationale for doing so. And I just want to make that second part clear. He wrote a key portion of a draft Justice Department letter claiming the question was needed to enforce the 1965 Voting Rights Act. The rationale the administration later used to justify its decision.
So I want to give you a little bit of context there because there's one thing in there that is particularly noxious. So, and the whole thing is unbelievable. And wait till you get to the secret billionaire that's actually controlling all this. So this Hofeller guy is known as the Michelangelo of gerrymandering.
Yes.
And so, which is a hell of a title.
It's terrifying.
Right. And he says his official reason that he says to the Trump administration why you should ask people if they are immigrants that are coming in that are not citizens, right, is because of the Voting Rights Act. Now, the Voting Rights Act is supposed to protect minorities, and they say, yeah, we're trying to protect Latino voters. But in reality, in the documents that his daughter revealed, as you just saw, Brooke read, the reason is the exact opposite. They're like, this will help Republicans and non-Hispanic whites. Now that's a hell of a thing to write too. I mean, you might say that in a secret phone call or whatever, but the dude wrote it down. We're trying to help non-Hispanic whites, and we're trying to help Republicans get elected, and that's the whole point. But so now let me bring the billionaire in because Paul Singer is a billionaire who runs a hedge fund in New York. He invests in a news outlet called Washington Free Beacon. They hire Hofeller, right, the Michelangelo of gerrymandering, and he does this study. And he reports back, look, if we want to help Republicans win so that Paul Singer can get a giant tax cut, what we have to do is make sure that immigrants are counted less in the census. But we can't do it unless you put a question into the census.
Right, we don't have the power, we don't have the numbers.
Yeah, and so we need it in the census. Now, that's in 2015. Trump's not elected, Trump's not president. Trump gets elected, they're like, yes, we got what we needed. And he's got a friend named Newman. His name we could pronounce easily, Newman, okay? Newman goes into the Trump administration, and the department that he is in then proposes, you're gonna be shocked to find out, that we should put into the census a question about whether you're a citizen or not. And so this is all hatched to help Paul Singers of the world, billionaire right wingers, get what they want. More Republicans into office so they can get their tax cut.
And they essentially, all of these files that she found and all of his writings and things that he cited, essentially they just cut around the part where he said, non-Hispanic whites, and used everything else word for word. Like that's the crazy
a great
part
point.
Of this.
Yeah, I want you to understand what Brooke's saying because they copied and pasted
everything.
So there's no question that it was Hofeller. They took his memo from 2015 and then the Trump administration used it as an excuse, but they took out the part about this is how to help Republicans and whites.
Right.
I feel like this is the consistent pattern that we run into. Like for for the last year and a half. Every time the census comes up, this is the argument. This is racially charged. This question is being added to scare people away, to eventually affect the way in which these districts are gerrymandered. Like, this information comes out. I mean, I think the big next question, if this matters, I want it to matter. I want it to have political ramifications, but I don't know if evidence is the kind of thing that is going to kind of move the ball on this census issue.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, Jordan. Does evidence move the ball on any issue these days?
I don't know if it does.
Yeah, because look, so to that point, we think facts matter, and let me give you two different sides of it here. The people who are doing a lawsuit here is Common Cause. So now that's a group I don't agree with on other issues. Now they claim to be progressive, but they, in my opinion, for the reasons I've explained on other shows, I think they fight to keep money in politics. So that's the exact problem that's actually being uncovered here in a sense. But facts matter. They did a great job here. So you have to say what it is. So whatever my disagreements with them are on other issues, thank God that they found this and that they're pressing this issue. So great job to Common Cause. So no matter what where your position is, they have to matter. On the other hand, when you go to the conservative side, look at the willful lie. See, there are good guys and bad guys. They know they're doing it to help non-Hispanic whites. They turn around and say, we're doing this to help Latinos and Hispanics with the Voting Rights Act. It's a brazen, willful lie. So they know what they're doing. It's not an accident, it's not a disagreement, it's not a matter of opinion. So yeah, and the media, of course, is not allowed to say it, but there are good guys and there are bad guys,
right.
And it's obvious which side who's on.
Do the progressives need their own Michelangelo? Perhaps like the progressives don't have a Michelangelo of gerrymandering, they have maybe like a Joan Miro of gerrymandering, which is minimalism. And now we're talking in a situation where they're not filling it out, they're not thinking, it's too abstract, and in the end, the Joan Miro element of it all gets them, they come up short at the box office.
What's interesting though about this also to me is that this argument was working. This argument was holding weight. Like this argument that no, this is about protecting, the Latino community. This is what this is about. It was working. And now all of a sudden it turns out this just kind of dismantles their whole argument. You have like this group of rational people saying, hey, this question seems a little racist. This seems a little off. We're not so sure about this. And them saying, no, this is about the Voting Rights Act. And so now you have this information that very clearly shows that it's not. I mean, it has to matter, right?
Well, that's the thing. Now, the lower courts have said you don't have a rational reason for including this question. In 230 years, you've never included this question. They've all ruled against the Trump administration, but it's gonna go to the Supreme Court. And based on the hearings that they've already had, it appears that they're gonna rule in favor of the Trump administration. Right. I don't know if this new information will change that dynamic, but does it look like Clarence Thomas is listening when they're doing those hearings in the Supreme Court? And I use him as an example because he's so brazen about it. But does Gorsuch have an open mind? Does Kavanaugh have an open mind? Roberts, etc. So far, it hasn't looked like it. So they might see this and go, yeah, don't care. Trump administration. Because now more Republicans will win, and think about it. If more Republicans win, more conservative justices get promoted. There's that too. On the go, don't worry, we got you covered. You can still listen to TYT at our new podcast network. Find us on Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Store, or at tyt.com/podcast.